Welcome to this tutorial. I'm Kayode Leke, and in this tutorial I'll be explaining to you how you can understand and use the tool palette. That's this on your left hand side in Photoshop. Now there are so many tools that you can use, and basically you realize that you might actually have a good knowledge of all of them, but you realize that not all of them is going to be used throughout your designing career or throughout when you'll be creating designs. So videos like this will be created from time to time, so I would like you to hit the subscribe button and also like this video at the end after watching it, and also comment if you have questions you want to ask me, or you could also link up with me on my social platforms, and you could also chat me up on WhatsApp. All the details are in the description link below, so just hit the description and you see all the links that you need. Also, all my previous videos, the ones that the step-by-step tutorials on especially Photoshop like this, you can also see some of them in the description below. So hit the subscribe button so that you can always get videos that is being posted weekly. Now, without wasting much time, I want to talk about how we could actually use these tools here. It's quite simple and it's straightforward. So as I said earlier on, you basically might not be using most of them. Sincerely, I myself, I think there are some of the tools here that I've actually never used. So but the truth is, you might just need to know what they do, and just know where they're located, so that if peradventure something comes up in the future, or a project you're working on and you need to use any of those functionalities, they could always pop up in your that, oh, this particular tool can actually help me achieve this feature. Now, without wasting much time, now this is your tool palette. I like to call it tool palette, but it is basically called tool. Now, in case if this is not docked, what you need to do is just go to your window and you can see tools down here. Then you see it comes out. Then to dock it back, you see this mesh around here, horizontal mesh. You can use it to move it around. You can dock it anywhere you want, but usually it's always on the left hand side. So you move your cursor to the end and you see this blue mark that comes up, which shows that you're about to dock it. Then you release, and automatically it docks it. So the first tool we have here is your selection tool, your move tool. Now the move tool is basically used for moving things. It works just like a normal cursor. It works like a normal cursor, and if you right click on it, you can see the move tool and the addboard tool. So basically you can use it to select the thing, just to click, or if you want to move, you can just click and drag. Click and drag. So let me make a new layer from this so that you can see what I'm saying. So this is a new layer. So if I click this and drag, you can see it's moving. Yep. So that's how your pen tool basically works. The next we have here is the selection tool. So basically I'll be explaining to you the most important tools that I know that you might need from time to time. Now this selection tool is basically used for selection, and we have different types. So just right click on it. You can, on the right click of your mouse, it brings out the other options that you have here. Now you have the rectangular, the elliptical, the single row, and a single row, and the single column. Well, the name already applies. Now if you select the rectangular, it allows you to select in a square or rectangular or box form. You can see. So if you want to select a particular section, you can just use it to select it. Then when you're done, you can just press Ctrl J Ctrl J helps you to copy that part you've selected. So if I make this invisible, you can see the part I selected. This is it. So that's how that works. So you can do the same for your elliptical. It's, you know, it gives you an ellipse kind of selection, you know. And if you want it to be even, you can press your shift button down, so it gives you an even circle. You know, it doesn't give you something irregular. It gives you a circle which has a common radius, if you know what I mean. So that's that. So another thing about this is sometimes you might make a selection like this, and where you selected might not be, where you created selection might not be where you want it to be. You want to actually, let's assume I want to actually select the bottle and the cups on the table. You notice that I actually selected outside here. So what I need to do is to, while it still works, shift, remember, is for making the shape even, for getting a perfect shape. Then if you want to actually move it to select somewhere else, you press your space bar down and you move. You press your space bar and you move. So this is that. You know, you can move it, you can move your selection to anywhere. Then once you're done, remove your hand from the space bar and you can see it remains there. So to make it even again, you press your shift button down. So that's that on selection tool. So like I told you in the previous video, these are the properties toolbar. This is the properties toolbar. It shows the properties of any tool that you selected. You can see there are so many tools that are here. So you can see this selection, because I selected this, you can see. So now the first one here is the regular new selection. Then if you want to add to selection, you can use this. So I can click this, then I can see that the cursor has a plus sign beneath. So what I need to do is just create another one. You see that it will add it to it. Can you see that it has added it? So you can use this to create any shape you want. Let's move with the space bar. You can see you can create any shape you want, even with this. Can you see that? So another thing is you can also subtract. Let's assume that you want to subtract, you want to make it hollow. You can click subtract. You can make the circle inside here. Then you see, so that's it. So let's try something else here. Let's see if it works. So that's it. So that's it. Now another thing most people don't actually know is this selection here. I can actually move it if I want. All I need to do is to press Ctrl T. You can see, so it's now in the transformation mode. So this Ctrl T, you can move it. You see, you can move it anywhere you want. You can see. So that's just how it works. So once you're done, you can press Ctrl D to deselect it. So always make sure that you go back to this new selection, so that when you want to create a new one, it will start from the beginning by creating a new selection. So the next one here, we have the Lasso tool. The Lasso tool is also a selection tool. Polygonal, Lasso tool, magnetic. Well, what this allows you to actually trace out things manually yourself. You can see, and when you're done, it closes it up for you. Now another important one is this magnetic lasso tool. Magnetic lasso tool is also a freehand tool but what it does is it sticks to, you can see it sticks to what you're trying to trace out now. So but the problem is a lot of persons don't even know how to use this effectively. Like whenever you are using this, anytime you get to an edge like this, you click, then before you continue tracing out, because if you don't, you just might not get something good. This is another edge, you click. This is another edge, you click. This is another edge, you click. This is another edge like that, you click like this, click like this, you click. Well, let me just finish this up. You get the idea now. So you can see very easy, just like as if I used the pen tool. So that's that. So Ctrl D, select. So the next one we have here is the magic wand. Now the magic wand, as the name implies, is magical. For instance, if you have a common shape around a specific area and you want to select it, instead of you tracing it out just as we traced it with the magnetic tool, all you need to do is just to click on it, you see, and it picks it up for you. But the disadvantage of this is the colors will need to be uniform for it to select it. You can see that, you can see right here. Let me show you. You can see right here. See, you can see this. You can see it selected this area, but it omitted this ones because the color percentage of this particular black is deeper than that of this. So that's the disadvantage of magic wand tool, and that's the reason why I don't use it all the time, except if I'm using it to select colors that are similar or even around. So that's that. So remember to deselect, you press Ctrl D. Yeah, so that's it. So this is a quick selection tool. It also works the same way, but you know, in a more manual way. So now the next one is crop. If you want to crop, you use this is your crop tool. If you want to reduce, you can see, if you want to reduce the size of your image, you can use this. And that way of resizing your image, you know, basically this one works like you are trying to resize your image and cut out some things at the same time. That's when you use this. But if you want to basically only resize your image, you can't use this. All you need to do is to go to your image, then image size, then you can now change the dimensions here. So I like to work with pixels, so you can change the dimension here. So if you want the ratio of the dimension to be maintained, you leave this constraint button checked. But if not, you can remove the constraint, so you can change the width or the height anyhow you want without restrictions. But if you want to keep the ratio, just click on this and the ratio remains. So that's that. So now the next thing here is your eyedropper. Next thing is your eyedropper. I hardly use this particular tool. You can see the roller tool, blah blah blah, the 3D material eyedropper tool. Yeah, I actually basically don't use, I hardly use this tool. This one also, this is the spot healing brush tool. Basically it can help you to heal spots, like to make corrections, to maybe where you have like stains or maybe acne on the likes on the face. You know, it's good for photography when you want to retouch a picture. Then you also have your brush. Now your brush, under your brush you have the brush, the pencil, color replacement tool, the mixer brush tool, and the likes. But basically the brush tool and the pencil tool are what I use most of the time. The brush tool, as the name implies, you know, once you need to do is to click the brush tool. And the one thing I need to know is the brush, when you're using the brush or the pencil tool, it usually takes the color of your foreground, which is this. Remember I told you in the previous video, this is the foreground, this is the background. So it takes the color of your foreground. Now if you right click after selecting your pen tool, you can change the size, you can change the hardness. The hardness has to do with when you click the opacity, how strong the paint exerts, the brush exerts on the spot you're trying to paint. So you can, then there are other presets that are here that we could use. Then you could also import presets also. You can just click here, then you can click any of these ones that are here to import them. Then you can also load presets, like assuming you downloaded a preset or you bought a preset, a brush preset. Now all you need to do is just to come here to your Photoshop and click load brush. Once you click load brush, then you see it opens up for you where you actually saved it, and it loads up. Once it loads up, you will see it underneath here. After this one, you see it load up down here. So that's how the brush is being used. So it's the same way for your pen tool. It's the same way for your pen tool. So if you want to check the properties which are here, all you need to do is just to, just what I right click to see. You can also do the same here. You can do the same here. Then you can also adjust the opacity and the flow of the brush. You understand? So with that being said, let's move to the next one. So here you have your stamp. You have your stamp. Sincerely, I use this a lot. And how do I use this? Now basically, like you can see, you have the clone stamp, you have the pattern stamp. Now the stamp basically works in such a way that it helps you let me explain it this way with an example instead to make it much clearer. For instance, let's assume this rug, or I'll say this carpet here, let's assume I want to extend it towards this ground, and I don't want to cut it manually using the pen tool. I could just pattern this, copy this pattern and spread it across here. Now how you do that? You press your Alt key down to copy the pattern you want to copy. Press your Alt key down, you can see it changes, then you click, then you can start. You can see. So you might need some precision while using this. You might need some precision while using this. So another thing is you can also use this. You can use this for also removing blemish on faces. If you are doing photo editing, you can use it for creating patterns. Let's assume that you got a picture, and in the picture there's a sky in the picture. Maybe it's an outdoor picture and there's a sky, and you want to duplicate the sky and make it look nice in other areas of the picture. You can just use this pattern to copy. You can copy it, then you can splitter it around the areas that you want to use it. So another one I use very well is the erase tool. Now the erase tool works in a lovely way. Now your erase tool, as the name implies, if you want to clean somewhere, you can just use your erase tool to clean it up. You can see. Can you see that? So that's how the erase tool. You can see that what I've done before. You can see it erases it straight up. It cleans it up. Now the reason why you are seeing it as if it's doing magic, that the previous picture comes up, is because, and remember I duplicated this picture, so the actual picture is still beneath. So that's another concept. if peradventure you want to start editing a picture, the first thing you do, or I like to do, is to first of all copy out that picture. I like to copy out that picture, and before I start editing it, so that if peradventure I make a mistake, I could always go to the original picture and get out what I missed. So like I told you, if you want to copy a picture, all you need to do is, like this one, if I want to copy, all I need to do is to drag it to this new layer here, and it drops. This is new. You can see, create a new layer. That is one. Another thing I can do is to select what I want to copy, layer I want to copy, and press Ctrl J. So that's that. So that's how the eraser tool works. Then another thing is the magic eraser. Now magic eraser works just like the magic wand tool. I told you that magic wand tool, anywhere if you click a particular spot, all the colors that are linked to that spot, all the areas that are linked to that spot you selected that have the same color, it will erase them. The same thing with your eraser tool. All the areas that are linked to that area you clicked and have the same color, it will erase them. Any place it does not erase, just know that the color is different. So you can see, let me you can see how it works. Let me use this black. Can you see that? So that's how your magic eraser works. Okay, so the next thing is our gradient tool. Okay, sorry, I missed this. The background eraser tool. The background eraser tool can also be used to remove backgrounds. It can be used to remove backgrounds. For instance, if you want to remove, like I taught you how to remove background using the pen tool, you can also use this also to remove backgrounds. So the next thing is your gradient tool. Gradient tool, like I told you, it helps to give your design different shades, and is dependent on the colors you put in your foreground and your background. So how this works is simple. You can just click on this, and you just drag. You can press the shift key to make it even straight, or if you want it to be horizontal, you can press the shift key to be horizontal. If you want it to be diagonal, move it diagonally and press the shift key. So that's it. So if you press that, can you see it has created a gradient with these two colors here. Okay, let me hit Ctrl Z. If I drag it from below up, it gives me something different. You can see. Now the reason why I'm saying this is because you can see that this place is transparent and this place is green. It is only because of this. You can see that there are different presets for our gradient. So you can select all the presets you want. The particular one I use is a one color preset, where one is usually one color and the other side is transparent. So that's how that works. So you can choose a linear gradient, radial, angle gradient, and reflected, and the likes. You can change the blend mode, you can change the opacity, you can reverse it. Reverse in the sense that if peradventure I selected this, if I hit reverse, it will switch it. Can you see? It switches it. So that's how that works. That is how. Then the next is our paint bucket tool. Paint bucket tool is for painting a particular layer. So if I select this layer and I change this color here to red, let's say red, click OK, and I click paint, you can see paint it automatically. Okay, you can see let me hit this. You can see. So that's how your paint tool works. That's how it works. So the 3D material drop tool, this is for 3D design. I won't be going into that for now. Then the next is your blur. If you want to make a particular part blurry, you use this. You can right click to increase the size. You can also reduce the hardness of the blurriness. Then you can also choose the particular preset you want, just like your paint. Then you can, you know, as you slide it over and over that section, it blurs it out, it blurs it out. So that's that. Then your sharpen tool, your smudge tool. Your sharpen tool, if you want to sharpen this edge, use your sharp tool. Then your smudge tool. Your smudge, you can see smudge basically, you know, it gives it an effect of a jagged effect, you know, like a scattered effect. So sincerely, I've actually not used this before. Okay, yes, I have. Yeah, I usually use it whenever I want to create caricature. Yes, I use it whenever I want to create a caricature, you know, whenever I want to smoothen out the skin. You know, if peradventure there are spots on the skin, you know, definitely when you enlarge a particular face of a person, you definitely see the pores and all those. So you can use the smudge tool, you know, to smudge it, you know, let it have this evenness. And when you're done, you can make it blurry. You can smoothen it out by using your blur tool. You know, you can see, you can use your blur tool. So it's just your creativity, you learning how to combine these things. So your next is your dodge. So your dodge tool, you can see it helps you to, if peradventure you've applied the burn. Okay, let me explain the burn. The burn actually helps you to get a place darker. For instance, if you want to add let's assume that there's a light reflection on the place like this table, and you want to make the table darker. All you need to do is just to use your burn tool. It's going to burn that layer and make it look darker. Can you see it's now darker? So if I want to lighten it up a bit, I'll use my dodge also. You know, it's the reverse. So there's the sponge, as the name implies, you know, it gives it this sponginess. You know, it makes it look light and, you know, and soft. So your pen tool, I won't dwell much on this because I've explained this in the whole video. So I'm gonna put the link to how to use the pen tool and how to also use it to remove backgrounds. I'll put the link in the description, so go ahead and check the video. So then your text, I think I've explained this tool before. You have the regular text, the vertical, the horizontal mask, and the vertical mask. So like the name implies, if you want a text, if you click your text, then click. The moment you click on this, you can see it creates a new layer for your text here, and you can type whatever you want. So that's it. So you can see the properties here. This is your font, this is your font, this is your font style, this is your font size. Then if you want to sharpen it, you know, give it some little effects like the font style, you know. Then your alignment, if you want to align it to the left, to the center, to the right. Then if you want to make it warp, then this is the color of the text. If you want to change the text color, then also if you want to warp it in sense that if you want to change the shape of your text, you know, let me show you what I mean. Can you see this warping? So if you want to make it circular, kind of, if you want to make it flag, so that's how that works. So when you're done, you click OK. Once you're done, you click OK. So another thing about text is I like to use this place. That's the tool, the toolbar, the text, the character toolbar, and you can get it by checking window. Then you see character. You see, so it brings it up I'm going to create another tutorial to show you how you can actually work around this. You know, you can manipulate things with this. So I'll create a tutorial on how you can manipulate things, your text, with this. So the next one is just your part selection. Now this part selection works most especially whenever you're using a pen tool. Whenever you've created a part using your pen tool and you want to move what you've created along that path, you use this tool. So that's what that works. Then the next is your shape tool. Your shape tool works by giving you several shapes. If you right click on this, you can see the rectangle tool, the rounded table, the rectangle tool, the rounded rectangle tool, sorry. Let me click on this, you know the difference. Okay, let me create a rectangle here. This is a rectangle. Let me create a rounded rectangle tool. You see that the edges so you can change the radius of the edge here. You can make this 50. You press enter, then create your tool. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see the difference? The edges are curved. So you can right click, then you can create an ellipse. For instance, you want to create a circle. If you want to make the circle even, you press your shift down. You press your shift down, then you get an even circle. So if you want to get a square with this rectangle tool, just press your shift down, you get a square. Yep. So for the polygon, you click your polygon, then it asks you for the sizes of the polygon you want to create rather. So you can click 5, you can click as many as you like. Let's use hexagon, which is 6, then press enter. So can you see that's the hexagon. So if like you can see, as I did this, you can see it's moving out of the frame I'm working on. So what I need to do is to press my space bar down. You can see I can move it about just like the way we moved the selection tool. So you can see you can move it about. If you want it to be even, you can press your shift button. You can see, so it moves it about the angles, the edges. So that's that. Then your line tool, you can create the width of your line. That's the thickness. You can give it maybe 4. You can see. So just the same way, if you want it to be straight, you press your shift. If you want it to be vertical, press your shift and it becomes vertical. Now you have to first of all put your cursor in the direction of what you want. Like if you want it to be straight, you have to put your cursor in a straight manner facing down. Then you press your shift, then it helps you to align it to 90 degrees. The same with horizontal. It has to be in a almost horizontal form. Then you press your shift, then it gives you that. So that's that. Then the same if you want it to be diagonal. So then you could also adjust this. I think I explained that in tutorial 1. If you want to change the angle, you can press Ctrl T. Then you can adjust the angles here. If I want 45 degrees, you can change the angle here to 45 degrees. You can see. So that's 45 degrees. So click cancel. Now the next is the custom shape tool. Now there are so many shapes that have been preset in Photoshop. So you can see them here. If you click this shape, just click this arrow here, you can see all the shapes. You can see all the shapes that we have. Now when you first install your Photoshop, you won't have all the shapes here. So what you need to do is to click this setup button here. click all. Then it asks you, do you want to append? Then you don't click OK, click append. When you click append, it doesn't just add them, it adds them and keeps them there. So but if you click OK, it will add them. By the time you start your Photoshop next time, there's probability that it might not be there again. You might need to come and add them again. So when you click append, it adds them and keep them there for future usage. So that's that. So this is your zoom tool. You know, if you want to zoom, you see, you want to zoom, but I don't really use this. I don't use, in fact, it's not like I don't use it, because I have my navigator here. I have my navigator here, you know, to help me navigate, to zoom and zoom out stresslessly. To get your navigator, just come to your window, then you see navigator here. That's that. So then you have your foreground and your background color. Quite easy. Then here, if you want to make this a full screen, all you need to do is just to come here and right click. You can see we are using standard screen mode. If you want to make it a full screen mode with menu bar, use this. You can see it's full screen. You can see that your taskbar is off, but your menu bar is still showing. These are your menus. So but if you want to make it a complete full screen, if you want to make it a complete full screen, right click, you click full screen, and ask you, do you want to make full screen? You click yes, full screen, and you can see it's on a full screen. So that's how the tool palette works for your Photoshop. So I need you to rehearse this in your leisure time. Find time to get yourself acquainted with these tools, and if you have any question, put it in the comment below or chat me up on WhatsApp or any of my social platforms. And also do not forget to subscribe to this channel, because every week at least 3 to 4 videos are being released that helps you to learn and grow your business, either as a designer or as a marketer or whichever that you're interested in. So I'll see you much later in the next video. Take care and bye for now.